Hi, I am Stefano Sarzani. I'm a conductor, coach, pianist, and diction coach. Very important for what I'm about to say. I've been fortunate to work with classic lyric arts in the past few years, and I will be fortunate to be back next year for Mozart in the Berkshires. So the thing I wanted to talk to you about today is diction and language, and how the two things are related to each other, but actually sometimes are confused. Very often in school, you have a lot of emphasis in diction, which is very important. Italian diction, German diction, French diction, and any diction of any operatic language you're singing in. And that is the base, the starting point, because you have to be able to pronounce correctly the sounds of a different language. And sometimes it requires exercises of your tongue, of your position in your mouth. I know how hard it is because I'm a foreigner and I speak a language that is not mine. So that is basically the starting point. It's just like you have to be able to communicate with sounds that are not familiar to you. And you have to make the effort, learning the rules, working with your coach, with your diction coach, with your pianists, how to make those sounds. But that is, as I said before, the starting point. It's just like you're looking at a wonderful temple and you're stopping in front of the facade. You admire the facade, you say how beautiful that is, but you don't go any beyond. And that is where the language part comes into play. Because in order to properly sing, articulate, express, communicate with your art of singing, you have to have a connection with the language that goes way beyond the diction part. And I cannot stress that enough, how important it is to go beyond the face value of the sounds, of producing the sounds, and how actually this is a mortal sin even in some great professionals that sing beautifully, have very good diction, but they have a very vague understanding of what the language is. And by understanding of the language, I mean that you understand not only word by word, but you understand the syntax, how the phrases are connected, the connectors, the rules of grammar that make you understand why certain phrases are articulated in a way or another, and most importantly, the color of a language. The color of the language is the hardest thing to get in general, because you can say 5 different nouns or verbs for the same action, and they all have a different shade, a different color. And only by knowing that shade, that color, you can actually properly articulate the phrase you're singing. Because if you look at any great composer, even the medium composer, but the great composer, definitely, the music is so connected with the text painting, with the qualities of the language, that it's basically impossible to separate those. And if you don't get that, you will express maybe 50%, 60% of the music, and your singing will be not as specific. So this is my 2 cents, said by an originally Italian native speaker. Learn a language, learn Italian, but learn a language. Don't stop at the diction, and always go for a global understanding of what is on the page, which is music, text, language, colors, and staging, that too. But my point is that don't stop at diction, which is extremely important. Go one step beyond, go into the language, go into the culture, go into something that will make sense in full of what you're singing. Enjoy.